Hey, and welcome to Pseudo Ludo. We're back here with another episode in our month of what's like the name of this? Our month of the Gen discussion.
The end of Gen wrap up, Murph.
The end of Gen.
Jan is done.
Jan, if you're out there,
I will find you, and I will kill you.
well, we're here for the end of the generation wrap up, and this week our special topic is the top multiplayer and online games of the generation. And we're playing a little fast and loose with the definition, so I'm interested to see what you guys have picked. But first, what have you guys been up to this week? Have you played anything? I should say I'm joined by Brian and Nick. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who I am anymore.
Yeah.
Hi.
But now I know I'm Brian. Thank God.
I guess that leaves Nick to me, so I'll take that role.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's you.
All right. So let's hear it from Brian. What have you been doing?
I beat Crash 4. It's About Time. A wonderful game, one of my favorite games of the year, and maybe of the generation. Stay tuned for that episode. Who knows? Things are gonna get crazy on that one, especially when I construct my list specifically just to make Murph upset instead of being objective. I also started Kingdom Hearts 3 as my punishment for the losing me and Murph's platinum contest. Yeah, it's not ideal so far. Not for me.
Liking it? I picked it because I knew you liked Final Fantasy and I knew you liked Disney, so I thought you'd probably, enjoy that.
To be fair, I did like the old ones. I've only played it for like an hour, so we gotta see, but not impressed.
Oh, I heard it gets way better.
Maybe it does. I don't know. We'll see. That'll be my journal update. I also played a few matches of the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Mountain Dew Code Red beta. It's Call of Duty. It was fun. I'm not a hardcore enough.
Wait, the Mountain Dew thing wasn't a bit?
What? That's the name of the game.
That's incredible.
It's not actually the name of the game, Nick. Come on, step up. I wish it was that.
Is that the name of the beta? Is it like a sponsored beta?
No.
Oh.
It was apparently a tone-deaf joke.
Sure.
Did you like it? Did you?
I had fun. Apparently, it's from what I've read online. That seems to be very mixed response. But I mean, like I said, I'm not. I have a deep nostalgia for Call of Duty, but I'm about as casual as you can get. Like I love the campaigns, and then I play the multiplayer for like 10 to 20 hours, except for Black Ops 4, which I consumed my life for quite some time because of the Blackout mode. But I'm sure I'll get it. Actually, it's Mountain Dew Code Red, just a bottle of it. But it seemed fun to me, but from what I was reading online, it was more mixed, but I had fun with it. I'm probably going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to get it at launch or not. I also started playing Tony Hawk Remake again, which is very, very fun. Not much more to add there. It's just a very enjoyable kind of shut your brain off game, and the challenges are really rewarding to kind of go after and get better each run. Then I also started another playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2 on Grounded with permadeath by chapter turned on. So when you die, you have to restart the entire chapter. You could also do permadeath by act and permadeath by the entire game. But since I was doing Grounded already, I figured I would just do by chapter, and it's definitely makes the game really, really fun. Even more so, like I love the game. I don't care. It's easily my favorite game of the year, one of my favorite games of the generation, and this just makes the experience even more fun and more intense. And I'm glad to re-enter probably the most divisive game ever, but I'm firmly on the side that thinks it's great. So, sorry, internet. But yeah, that's it. What about you?
Sorry, I thought Nick would go.
Wow,
yes.
You guys really just waited that long.
Well, I was blowing my nose, so it was an opportunity.
You said, what about you? And you were talking to him, so I thought he was going to, Go.
Yeah, so I've been playing Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 remake, which has been a lot of fun. I never played those on PS2, and now I wish I had because I really like it. Uh, like you guys have discussed it a lot. The guns are really fun. The levels are very fun. I like just simple mascot games. They have a nice charm to them that you don't see much in new games. So I appreciate that. Uh, I beat the Lost Legacy, the Uncharted spin-off game, and I think I like it a lot more than Uncharted 4. I would
Yes,
say
join us. Join us, brother.
in my overall rankings of the Uncharted games, now that I've played all the at least console ones, I would probably go Uncharted 2, 3,
Careful.
1, Lost
No.
Legacy, 4.
Wrong.
Well, but Lost Legacy and 1 are very close, probably.
Lost Legacy is definitely better than 1.
I would say it's better, but I think I had more fun with 1. So,
Yeah, 1 has the nostalgia factor.
yeah. But yeah, from like objectively speaking, obviously, Lost Legacy is much better looking and all that. And I also re-downloaded Metal Gear Solid 5 for no reason. It's been very fun to play in the sandbox again, and I probably won't. I don't really think I plan on beating it, but I've just been enjoying doing the missions and stuff, having fun in there. What about you, Nick?
Well, in a move that's completely out of character, I beat 3 video games this weekend.
Whoa.
I beat Crash
You're alright.
1, Crash 2, and Spider-Man finally. Round of applause, please. Spider-Man, I had no idea I was that close to the end. It felt like I literally was like 20 minutes away. Awesome game. And playing the Crash games, Crash 1 seems so much better than Crash 2 in my opinion. Like, Crash 2 has those older generation sequel gimmicks where they add a bunch of stupid stuff just for the sake of putting it in, like the riding and like the jetpacking and all that nonsense that really doesn't need to be there. I just like Crash 1, which is much more of just a straightforward platform. I thought that was way better. I'll play Crash 3, and then eventually I'll buy Crash 4 if it goes on sale. But that's what I've done.
Crash 4 is awesome. I agree 1's better than 2 and 3, but 4 is like as good as 1, I think.
Is there a lot of gimmicky nonsense in 4 or no?
I mean, if you're specifically talking about like levels where you're riding around on animals and boats and stuff, no. But if you're talking about like anything besides just platforming, then there's a lot of other stuff going on.
I mean,
Like there's multiple playable characters and zero gravity and reverse or the time stuff, like dimensional stuff and slowing down time, but there's way less of like the vehicle and like animal levels.
All right. Well, so let's get into the news. We have a pretty, light news week, but we do have some PS5 updates. First of all, Sony this seems like they're doing a lot of housekeeping right now before the actual, launch of the console. The PlayStation Store for the PS3 and the Vita are being scaled back. You can no longer, or you will no longer be able to access them on mobile and on computers. Any browser-based store front for those two systems. PS4 will remain, you can still access that. So that'll probably be updated to whatever the PS5 is using. And then these will kind of be left behind as legacies, and you can still access it on the consoles. We also got some trophy updates. This has been the biggest change in trophies probably since it launched. They changed the way leveling works in trophies and kind of just made it more incentivizing, I think, because instead of hitting a new level like every few months, basically, there's many more levels. They went from, I don't know what the level cap was, but they added, you can go up to 999 now. So I went from, I think, level 18 to like level 300 something. So it's going to be more faster leveling up and stuff like that. And they're changing like the icons and stuff like that. I hope there's more changes. Brian, you like trophies, or is there, were you happy with this? Did you care at all? It's not a huge deal.
I didn't really care. I saw like that with PS5 there'll be better like sub tracking allegedly.
Yeah, it's not confirmed yet, but it is rumored.
But other than that, I don't really care. But I mean,
yeah,
like the leveling stuff seems pretty inconsequential. But stuff like that for PS5 would be cool if they had more like good categorization.
Yeah,
of what you're trying to do, which they already kind of have with their first party studios. Like a lot of them have built-in menus and stuff. Like Days Gone had a really good trophy tracker thing.
Yeah, I think that should be par for the course, and it would be cool to see it on the actual trophy end of things. That could be cool. I know Xbox does that with their achievements, so kind of just playing catch up there. Did you check your trophy level? Because they have tiers now, kind of like Rocket League or an online game. So I think I'm in Silver 1. Yeah,
I was higher than you. That's all I know.
Wow.
Because I did check, and then I checked yours. That's not a joke.
PSN profiles. Let me pull you up. I don't know.
I think we were both in the 300s.
Oh, yeah, okay. Then we're both.
I'm 321.
Oh wow, we're very close.
And you're 309. But you have way more platinums than me, so I don't really know how that works. I guess I just have way more bronze and silver.
Yeah, the number of trophies overall. It's weird. You'd think they would weight the platinums more, but I didn't check what the actual breakdown is in terms of points. But yeah, it's cool. I think it's exciting just as a sign that they haven't completely abandoned trophies. I do wish they would step in a little bit more, and maybe they will. Maybe this is a sign of things to come. I do wish they kind of had somebody on their team like looking over trophies that are being submitted for certification. I know they do have some kind of requirements, but they're clearly not being used at all now that you can buy Radalika games that are like 99 cents and give you a platinum in 2 minutes, stuff like that. So
that's a good business model, by the way.
It's a great idea and Sony should definitely put a stop to that if they care at all, which they seemingly don't, because I don't know. I have no idea why they're not trying to stop that, because it does kind of erode the whole point of these, especially if you haven't given up. You've gone in and changed the leveling and stuff like that, but who knows? All right. Well, up next, backwards compatibility has been confirmed for the PS5. All but 10 PlayStation 4 games will be playable on the PlayStation 5. And these 10 games are pretty inconsequential. I've only played one of them, and it's not a must-know.
Hitman Go.
Yeah, Hitman Go, Joe's Diner, Shadwen, We Sing, Robinson the Journey, Shadow Complex Remastered, Just Deal With It, TT Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge 2, Afro Samurai 2, Revenge of Kuma, Volume 1, DW, VR, and that's it.
The thing with this is, like, what does that mean? Like, who is playing all these games to test it, and how long are they playing them for? You know what I mean? Like, does this just mean these 10 won't even start? And if so, why? But I did also see that a developer said that they can fix this with a patch. One of the developers for one of these 10 games.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, this might not even... But, like, I just want to know, like, why would Lara Croft Go not be part of it if Hitman Go?
That's the weird one for me.
Like, it seems like some of them might play, but not play well at all.
Yeah, I don't know. And they did mention that other games will be, getting performance boosts and stuff like that, but they didn't really... to me, the way they're forecasting it doesn't sound as, like, amazing as it works on the Series X, according, allegedly, where basically it just natively boosts every game. This seems much more like they're selecting a few games, probably all their, exclusives and stuff like that, to receive patches.
Yeah, I saw Ghost of Tsushima will have 60 frames per second. I would imagine most of the first-party games will follow suit.
Yeah, Bloodborne, please. That's all I want.
That'd be awesome, but I doubt it.
No, I mean, it's a Sony exclusive, and it's one of the ones they're giving away, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, if they were smart, all those games in the PS Plus collection would get some sort of boost.
Yeah. And I don't think that would be too hard to do.
Probably not, but when has that ever stopped us?
That's true. Well, all right. Well, they also did a teardown of the console and kind of just showed you the insides. I like scrolled through this video, but I didn't really look too in depth at it. The most striking thing was the size, obviously, because
Yeah, it's big boy.
it was a video in the person's hands, and yeah, it's a big old boy. What'd you think of it overall, though?
I don't know like enough about hardware to really like even understand what they were talking about, but it was just really cool to see. And also the fact that you can slide off the sides is very interesting, which I feel like is going to lead to tons of customizable pieces that people replace the sides with. Because you
Yeah,
can just
and
slide them right
yeah.
off. Like it's not, you don't even need a tool.
And I think that's such a good idea for special editions because suddenly way more people are now, interested in buying a special edition. Whereas, like, for instance, the Spider-Man special edition, you would never have bought it because you had a PS4 Pro already. So there's, what are you going to do? Get a new PlayStation every time a game comes out? But now I'm definitely much more interested in collecting those plates. I could see that being a big collector's item.
Yeah, you swap them out.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That's way more interesting than like I would never buy a Spider-Man console. Like I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Having the ability to hot swap whatever you want,
Yeah.
though.
realistically, I'd probably just buy like designs more so than like a game specific.
Yeah.
Like it would be cool to have like a matte black one and stuff like that. Like I don't.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would specifically get like, the Sly Cooper one or something. I don't know if I would do that.
Oh, yeah, I think you would.
Probably do it for a bit, but would I actually like display it? I don't know. Actually, I would have to. Every dollar that can go put towards a potential Sly 5 is a dollar I have to spend. Why do you think I bought Medieval?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see people were complaining about how you had to swap the base around if you wanted to stand it vertically or horizontally?
And Xbox digged them on Twitter.
Yeah, you gotta take out like a screw or whatever. But once you set it up one way, like how often are you actually gonna be changing it?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing horizontal, for sure. I don't think I've ever done vertical for anything.
I have mine
Except-
vertical right now.
Wait, you have your PS4 Pro vertical? Why?
Yes. It cools better when it's standing up.
Does it even stand up like that?
Yeah, I got to stand for it.
Oh, you gotta stand. I feel like it would look weird. The 5 looks like it's designed to stand up, but I still don't like the way it looks. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna try vertical.
especially when it's that big.
Well, up next, we got a couple games going.
Oh boy.
That doesn't really. It was obvious that they would both make the launch window, but
Oh.
that's exciting. And last piece of news: the Avengers player base seems to be really struggling. On PC, their numbers dip below 1,000, which is absolutely insane for a game that came out a month ago, especially tied to one of the biggest IPs in the world. It's pretty astounding that, obviously more people are playing on console than PC. That's always the case with these types of games, but it's not good. It's not looking good.
That's usually what it's
I mean-
looking like.
Yeah, this is what happens, I guess, when you rush a game out like this. It doesn't have any content. It doesn't get people invested. I think a lot of people just played the main story and then dipped out. Like no one's interested in, two currencies, mobile, all that stuff.
I actually have heard that the campaign is good. Have you guys seen that?
I've heard
Apparently-
that it's like fun, but I don't think it's.
I saw like multiple articles saying like the actual like story part before it becomes like a post game online thing is like good, but I don't
Yeah.
think I would. Maybe I'll check it out when it's like $10, but I'm not gonna.
It'll be free to play at some point. I guarantee it.
All right, Murphy, want to get into the meat potatoes of this thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Main topic of the show. What are we talking about today, guys?
Multiplayer and online games.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's get right to it. How do you guys want to go? You want to just alternate and kind of shout them out? My list is not in order.
And neither
I
is
think at
mine.
the
I
end
feel
we
like
can
we're gonna have a lot of
try and-
overlap here.
Yeah, that's fine. If
there's
you have
definitely gonna be a lot.
if someone mentions it, just bring it up. We'll talk about it.
Just
get
bring
there.
it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't gotta get so hostile, Tim.
Murph's ready to square up about this.
All right. So Nick, let's hear your first one.
First off, this isn't in any particular. I guess there is a somewhat of an order going upwards in importance. I'll start with Rocket League. I know I mentioned it
Yo.
last week in the indie discussion, which received some backlash from you two. But when that game came on the scene, that we played that so much, it was incredible how many hours we put into that game. We were good back when it started, and it's still, the way it has grown, it's become such a dominant force in the multiplayer online space. You got to put it on a list like this for best of the gen.
Yeah, that was on mine too.
Yeah, same here. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I don't think I really got into competitive until like 2017, but even back when it first launched in 2015, we had so much fun. A very famous PS Plus release. which was a
R.I.P.
great
Disc
call for
Jam.
their-
Yeah, Disc Jam's great.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Never had a chance.
No, it didn't. But yeah, but Rocket League is fantastic. It's the best sports game, period, I think.
FIFA 21 wants to know your location.
Yeah, they can have it. We'll square up with FIFA. I don't care.
They can have it.
Anyways, yeah. Do you guys have anything else to say about Rocket League?
It's definitely one of the best and most innovative multiplayer games of the generation, and I want to see more games like this that fundamentally change this entire scene versus just trying to copy other games.
Yeah, seriously, this is one of the best in terms of basically pioneering a whole new way of gameplay. Like, nothing else really plays the way Rocket League does in terms of the actual physical ball going in the nets the way a soccer game, actually plays, as opposed to FIFA or something like that. It's so inventive, so fun. It also, on another side of things, was one of the biggest purveyors of the loot box, trend. So, we also have that to consider in terms of their legacy. And now it's free to play, so I guess we'll have it around for a very long time. And I love, we love talking shit in the chat.
Yeah, classic.
Really, really fun. The whole experience, playing with all our friends in college. Great time. And I always still, I still like getting on now and then to play. All right, Brian, let's hear one of yours.
I'm gonna go. Which one should I pick? I feel like I should pick something that you guys aren't gonna pick, but.
No, I think pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
Let's say. All right, I'm gonna go Overcooked 2, which recently is a game that I platinumed with one of my friends locally for this contest against Smurf, and both Overcooked and Overcooked 2, just great, wonderful little games. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about where there's so much creativity to be found in the multiplayer space, where I think most devs are just like, let's do Call of Duty. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to make like a really engaging multiplayer title without it just being a pay-to-win shooting game or, a sports game. You know what I mean? Because there's already enough of those, and there's already enough of those that are really good. So like, why not try and make something fresh and new? And I just think this is a very, very charming, fun, addicting game that it's hard enough without being like frustrating, but there's just a good challenge to it, and it's a lot of fun to play with friends.
Yeah, I also had Overcooked down here, and it's so fun. Like, I think you said it perfectly. I had a great time playing it with my girlfriend, so I think it's cool to see multiplayer games that are kind of easy to pick up for everybody. That's always fun. And the couch co-op days are, they're long behind us, but there's still a few gems out there. All right, I'll throw one of mine up on the list. Let's see. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Among Us.
Interesting.
This is definitely the newest one on the list, but obviously there's a recency bias, but like we were talking about with online games doing something different, this is doing something that few video games have ever done, which is turn it into a game of deception and basically conversation, which is, I think, just a really cool thing to see. It works perfectly for the phone and for PC, where you have your keyboards, and just the social deduction is a really cool aspect of it. Nick, what do you think of that?
I think it's a lot of fun, but I still think it's kind of early in our playing of it to name it a multiplayer game of the generation.
Oh no, I got no issue naming that. I got like 15 hours on this game, more than I've played some of the other ones on here. And just in terms of its uniqueness, there's no other game like it.
Yeah, it's also definitely one of the big moments of the generation, like something that just kind of caught like wildfire,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
the
like-
whole conversation shifted around it. And even in the casual space, like I would say this Fortnite, Animal Crossing, and was Pokemon Go this gen. Those like really
Yes.
kind of like lit the world on fire.
Wow, I did not even think of Pokemon Go. I guess it's not. Is that really a multiplayer thing?
No, I'm not saying specifically multiplayer in that regard, but just like games that really lit the public consciousness on fire. Like I think
Yeah.
Among Us is one of the more important games of the generation, but not necessarily like something I would put up there. But I think it's definitely one of the most influential like moment games of the generation,
I'll agree with that.
regardless of multiplayer. Just like any game.
Yeah, definitely. And
Probably helps
yeah,
that it's a free phone game.
Yeah, that's
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 awesome.
always gonna help, isn't it? It gives you some hope, I think, for phone games if something like that can come out. It's not every day you get a good phone game. All right, who did we start with? Brian, why don't you go again?
No, it's Nick.
You started with me. So the next on my list is something we all put many, many, many hours into, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout.
Yeah, I had that as well.
Tim, how about you?
I also had that.
Yeah. I think this is probably one of the, if not the best, Battle Royale games that we played, just because it was Call of Duty. It came out after we were into like the Fortnite scene, so we got a different taste for it, the more quote-unquote realistic gameplay of it, and that was a big draw of this game, and we were really good at it too, which doesn't hurt. So we put tons of time into this, and I thought it was really. There were a lot of glitches, there were a lot of problems with it, but I'll never forget those hours spent playing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, I think it I don't think it's like the best battle royale mechanically speaking, but I had so much fun with it. We all had so much fun with it in that moment that it's kind of impossible not to put it up on this list personally.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't know, man. I feel like it's definitely in the conversation for the best Battle Royale. I think it gets really kind of swept under the rug because it was locked behind a $60 price tag. But yeah, big fan of that game. It's a shame that that's definitely my favorite Call of Duty of the generation, considering it doesn't have a campaign, and I'm a big campaign guy. But alas.
They definitely should have stuck with that instead of making Warzone.
Or just or just done like both in this. I don't know, like in the same like or just put a map from Blackout in Warzone. It's weird that it's still Warzone. Like it's not. It seems like they're not doing like. What's the point of releasing the new Call? I bet you they're going to lose players because there's going to be people that just stick with Warzone instead of playing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just strange. But,
it is a bit of a different player, but Warzone is meant to compete with Fortnite. They're not going to waste dev time, making a new one every time. My theory is maybe they were planning on releasing it free to play, Blackout originally, which, that's like the obvious thing is because you're trying to compete with Fortnite taking, players and PUBG taking players from your huge player base, right? But then they didn't have the campaign, and, that got all messed up in there. So maybe they were like, oh, we don't even have enough content to justify this game, so we're gonna bundle in Blackout. I do think they should have eventually made it free to play if they weren't gonna originally do it, but it definitely costs that game a lot in terms of player base and updates, stuff like that.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. Strange decisions for sure.
It had its moments. Up next is you, Brian.
You. Why Hadvar? I'm going to stick with the Battle Royale theme here, and I know that Murph's going to say this other one, so I'm going to skip it. And I'm going to say PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, aka PUBG. Another one of my favorite Battle Royales of the generation, especially when I first played it, it was extremely memorable. Like it really made me feel like when I was like 12 or 13 playing Halo and the old Call of Duties, like just actual palpable tension and grit compared to like just kind of nonchalantly sleepwalking through a shooting game. All of that has kind of since worn off, but like when the Battle Royale thing kind of first stepped on the scene, this and Fortnite were the ones I played originally, and it really felt like something extremely fresh and new. And I liked, even though the game was really buggy and everything, I liked the grittiness of it compared to Fortnite. And that's why I feel like Blackout kind of just built, maybe copied on the blueprint that PUBG was putting down.
I had this as an honorable mention in my list because I didn't put the same amount of time in it as I did the other Battle Royales. But I understand its importance, and I did like it when I did play it.
Yeah, I didn't play it a whole lot, but it obviously is the pioneer of this genre, and definitely it deserves a place in the conversation. Well, why don't we move on to another on the list? So I could. How many more do you want to do? Because I could cap off, like honorable mentions, or I could talk, about them.
I got at least three more big ones.
I still have several.
Okay, cool. I'll throw one out then.
And I know at least one. Oh wow, that was one of the ones I had. I'm surprised.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yeah, this is one of my favorite shooters. One of the only like actual classic deathmatch shooters that I actually got into this generation. It had such a cool aesthetic. World War I was like a pretty unexplored video game area, and I also, this isn't the online part, but I did like the short stories that they had. But the squad gameplay is very fun. I like it a lot more than Call of Duty these days, just because it feels like you're actually working with your team. The big scale of the battles is super epic. The airplanes were really fun, and it just had like a lot of quality of life, like loving touches, where you don't always see that in online games. But this felt very polished and very. As soon as I played the beta, I knew like how awesome this game was going to be. And shout out to that really small gun. I forgot what it's called, but it's like very tiny. Do you guys remember that?
The what?
Yeah.
It's like a really tiny gun.
Oh yeah, the pistol.
Yeah. If you get killed with it, it's like an insult.
Me and our roommate Ralph played the beta for so long when that came out, and it was only that one map with that like.
Yeah, that map is great.
We played that forever.
The desert one.
But yeah, I completely forgot to add this game because I haven't thought about it in a long time. But good pick, Tim.
Hey, I had it too.
And Brian.
Nick.
Oh man, my turn. I guess I will go with the obvious since we've mentioned it like 3 times already. Fortnite. The game that took the world by storm and that I co-created because I made you guys download it on your PlayStations. Countless hours, countless fun. Our first DDoS, Bri.
Oh yeah, wow. First and last, hopefully. That was terrifying.
Yeah,
we almost got swatted.
That was not fun. You know that?
Actually, like in retrospect, it kind of is, but it was at the time. I was ooh-wee.
You know, gotta
Ready to go
get
down to the blaze
good.
of glory.
Don't land at risky reels when the boys are coming through. You know.
Yeah, you know.
Well said. Yeah, this is one of the most important games of all time.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate to say that, but yeah, it's true.
it definitely is.
It's completely changed the way online games are, and some single-player games are being monetized now. It totally like revamped the whole idea of content being given out on such a quick pace, and I think no developer has ever achieved it the same way Epic has with Fortnite in terms of weekly changes. Like every week there's something to get excited about. The pseudo, like the narrative just being
The pseudo.
I meant to say the meta narrative changing, like stuff like real world tie-ins, the black hole. I remember when the meteor hit, that was a huge deal, and like we all logged on to watch. Like stuff like that is
Travis
pretty
Scott
amazing.
concerts.
Yeah, it's incredible to see that kind of thing being tied into a video game, and it's definitely like very industrious and very pioneering in that sense. While I don't like the shooting or the building that much, I do appreciate everything they do around the game.
Was the battle pass like a common thing before this, or was it used
No.
before this mostly
No.
at all in anything?
I mean, it might have been used, but this was definitely what popularized it, as far as I know.
Yeah, this is why there's battle passes and everything now.
Yeah, good on them.
Is it?
Yeah. It was a free game, but we bought the battle passes and some skins sometimes. I never felt like I was wasting money doing that because I enjoyed the game so much, and it was a free game, so I still spent less than $60 on all that stuff and got so many hours of worth out of it.
The battle pass was like a good deal though, because you like could earn enough coins to just keep getting it. You know what I mean? I think I only bought it once. Like, I don't think
Yeah, for the
I don't
first
think
few
I bought the
seasons.
battle pass more than once. Maybe I did, but not like a lot.
Yeah.
And I played that game way too much.
Yeah.
No such thing as too
yeah,
much.
and just back in college when it first came out, that I'm very nostalgic for those days of just like coming home to our our shared house, and
We
we'd
had
have, like,
all the
4
TVs
set
in the
up.
living room.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good time when we
there
had all
was
the
always a
TVs.
game going. So yeah, it's also got some personal mems. All right, who's up next?
Brad guy.
Nick, Brian.
I'm gonna say, I'm sure you both have this, but I'm gonna say Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U / Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's Smash Bros. It's one of the great party multiplayer games of all time. Both of these entries are really, really great. I prefer the Wii U one. I don't know if it's just nostalgia for being in college and playing it, or if I actually thought it was better, but it's definitely the one that I was better at and have fonder memories of. But Ultimate is also really good. And yeah, I will always love Smash Bros. It's a foundational game in my childhood. I've played every single one of them at launch or close to at launch, and grew up with all of them. And it's just a series I love very dearly, and it's still going strong.
Did you just list 4 and Ultimate? Or just
The Wii U one and Ultimate.
Okay.
I like that one more. Is it called Smash? Isn't it called Super Smash Bros. 4 Wii U? Is that the title?
Yeah, they just called it Super Smash Bros. So it didn't have like a subtitle.
I think it's called 4 Wii U. Like, I think it says that on the box.
I know people just
And then
call
the
it
other
4.
one is for 3DS. Well, Nintendo didn't. They make it sound easy. Peering over their glasses.
Yeah, I agree. I put Smash on here. I think you summed it up pretty well. I have better memories playing, locally in college with all our friends. That was another game we were all obsessed with, especially freshman year. We played that like every day, and it was awesome. I do think Smash Ultimate is the more improved version, but they're both great. And it'll always, Smash is always at the top of these multiplayer lists for me.
Yeah, I also added on the list. If I had to rank any of these on this list, I had Ultimate as a 1A or 1B, depending on what mood I'm in with the next game, I'll say. But Tim, I think it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to go with Overwatch.
No.
There it is. 1A or B.
Yeah, once you said that, I was like, I'm gonna cut it out for you. Yeah, Nick, you want to talk about Overwatch with me?
Do I?
Yeah, this game is.
All right, where can they find us?
That's like a Russian sleeper cell code word, and it just gets Nick to say that no matter what the context is.
Wait, remember when I played this game with you guys for like a month?
I would say a week.
You
Yeah,
guys
it was
have gone
way less than a month.
No, it was like the first month that game was out.
I don't
But
know.
carry on. You guys have played so much that I'm sure it feels like such a fraction of your time, but I played it for like a fair amount.
I straight up remember playing one game with you.
I don't
maybe I
remember
only
playing
played-
anything
it was-
with
it
Brian. I
was,
just remember watching Brian play Soldier and refusing to switch. So
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a really good game. It's just not. It's too hardcore for me. I don't care enough.
Yeah, it's a great first-person shooter / MOBA combination. hero shooter. It's kind of one of the most important games in that genre now. And this was another, in terms of just the history of online games this generation, this was probably the most important in terms of developing the loot box tradition. But free maps, free heroes. The game, still has a huge player base. I know it's not as popular as it used to be, but I'm excited for the update, Overwatch 2.
Yeah,
And
they haven't said anything about that in a long time.
Yeah, Blizzard is so good at making interesting worlds that you care about and characters that are iconic and designed very well, like Diva, Tracer, Winston.
The art style
Soldier.
in this game is awesome.
Yeah, they're so recognizable. It's just a very mechanically well made game in terms of knowing every footstep sound, knowing the player's profile when you see them from far away, knowing what that, like, you hear a gunshot, you know who is shooting out there. And it's one of the only like small team online games that I've actually gotten into with, like, chatting with people and actually having to, work your way up the ranks and stuff. We get toxic whenever we play it, but it's
that's part of the fun.
Like my two, yeah. You just gotta embrace the toxicity, but yeah, it's definitely a huge one for me.
Yeah, it's probably be one on my list. Honestly, we're talking about hours played.
You think more than Fortnite?
I have hundreds of hours in Overwatch.
I feel like Fortnite was.
I definitely play Fortnite more.
I don't know.
I feel like Fortnite is really sickening.
I have like double the time in Overwatch that Tim does. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's played even.
How?
more.
Who do you play with? Yourself?
I played, dude, sophomore year. That's all I played by myself in
Interesting.
the room.
Was that even out sophomore year? I think junior year. You mean?
Yeah, I think it was junior year.
Came out this summer.
It came out after sophomore year. It was 2016. Yeah, that's right. But what's it called? Fortnite and Black Ops 4 are like truly horrifying amounts of time that I spent playing those games. But considering I rarely play online multiplayer games for more than like 20 or 30 hours max, it's like really troubling.
Is there an easy way to see how many hours you played in those games? I know they had those like year end things and you're able to tell, but is there a way to go back and check?
I have no clue.
There should be.
That needs
Black
to be a
Ops,
thing
you
in the
probably can
next
just
gen.
log onto it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Apple Music.
Yeah, something that tracks you.
Wait, they do have something like that, don't they?
Yeah, but it's
PlayStation
only at the end
wrap up or something.
Yeah, but can you like
But
access
it's on
your
their
old
terms.
one?
You can't just no, you can't. They have it
Yeah.
all tracked, but it's not like Steam where I can go to literally any game and it'll tell me down to like the minute how much I've played it.
Yeah,
and when I last played it, how much I've played in the last 2 weeks.
All right, Murph. All right.
Yeah, that definitely needs to be a thing.
All right. All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was my pick. What
Nick?
do you have?
Those were my big five. There were Rocket League, Blackout.
You're actually up next, anyways, Brian. I think.
Wait, what? What did Nick just say?
I thought it was.
He said.
You said Overwatch.
Oh no, you said Smash. Then I said I forgot because Nick was talking last. Yeah.
So those are my big
Jeez.
five: is Rocket League, Blackout, Fort, Smash, and Overwatch. Some other ones that I'd like to mention at least are Lyads, Lovers in a Dangerous Space, or Space Time,
Interesting.
Yeah.
whatever.
I put that down as like an honorable mention.
Yeah, these are just
Good game, but I
these
didn't,
are just
I didn't add it.
good games that we played that I have good memories with, but aren't like generation or genre changing things. I have Towerfall Ascension. Tim, you and I have
Good
had
game.
plenty of battle in that.
Yeah. Great.
I have the Jackbox games. I don't know if those.
Oh, great games.
And I have Gang Beasts also.
Yeah, I had that too.
Yeah. So Gang Beasts is great. Jackbox is on my list, and I'll talk about that.
How many more do you have, Murph? I have two more.
I'm at the point where I just have shout outs at this point. Like,
So you want me to just do that then?
Yeah. So I'll do it. Do you want to talk about Nick's shout outs at all? Any of those stick out to you?
Gang Beasts is awesome. Hilarious game. Some of the hardest I've laughed initially playing that. I also had that listed.
Makes me
Yeah.
transform into Captain Barbosa.
I didn't have the Jackbox games, but that's a really good call. Quiplash is all time stuff.
Flash.
Yeah,
Some of the other
Jackbox
ones are
is
good too, but
fantastic.
Quiplash is the.
Bro,
is
I
the
remember
true
that time we
champ.
played Word Spud.
Yeah. Never again.
Jackbox is a game that makes me wish Mario Party was still huge the way it used to be, because it's such a fun family party game, and like that's a game I still regularly play with my family when we all hang out. So that's a great time. Yeah, and we had so much fun playing Quiplash back in college. Like some of the hardest I've laughed.
Yeah,
around a TV.
easy.
And we were even able to play when you were in Italy, like over the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
like
cool.
there's not many games where you can do that. That's pretty cool.
My remaining ones are Titanfall 2 and Nidhogg.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
was
Nidhogg's
gonna
a good
shout out
one.
Nidhogg too. Titanfall 2 is actually fun. I played some of that multiplayer for a bit.
It's very, very good. So is the campaign.
Yeah, I was gonna shout out. You covered most of my shout outs. Surgeon Simulator.
Ooh, good one.
I still have like one memory of just laughing as hard as possible with Nick. I think
Yeah.
about some of that gameplay.
I get-
And then this one's gonna take you guys back seriously. iDarb.
Oh man, I was so
Yeah,
bad at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was terrible. It actually got ruined because Brian could just score every time from one area, and we couldn't do anything about
that was
it.
really
Oh, that
annoying.
game is lit. I completely forgot about that. What a good
Yeah.
game.
That was a great game back in the day. We all very much enjoyed it. It had really fun halftime games too, which were basically Mario Party ripoffs, Wolfenstein ripoffs. So fun.
Yeah, sometimes we would just play those.
Yeah, and that was a bunch of fun too. And I didn't know if this counted, but the online community in Dark Souls and all those games is always, in terms of online games, that's always fun.
Ooh.
For a shout out, in terms of how they're very creative with integrating online with single player.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought about that, but that's a good call.
On that same note, Death Stranding is one of those other games where there's
Ah.
an interesting. It's not a multiplayer game, but it does have
It's
interesting
a Strand
online-
game, bro.
Yeah, it's a Strand game.
Yeah, it's a perfect game, yeah.
Souls is kind of a Strand game if you think about it.
Also perfect games. Coincidence? I think not.
No, yeah, Strand games are 10 for 10 so far. Good for them. Yeah, so I think that does it. Do you guys want to let's have a little argument now? We've had a nice conciliatory conversation. Let's try and decide maybe you want to put our top 3 out as a group. Do you think we could agree on 3?
I think you and I can override Brian on a couple of these, Tim, to put him in the top.
Yeah, you guys are
three.
gonna say
Yeah,
some.
I-
You guys are gonna say some nonsense. I propose initially Smash Bros. And Rocket League as being locks. Any opposition? I'll let you guys have the other one, but those are my proposals.
I'll oppose Rocket League for Fortnite.
You're opposing Rocket League?
For a top 3,
I'm not
I'd
opposing.
put Fortnite in there instead of Rocket League.
Well, why don't you put that as the third?
Well, because if you're putting Smash and Fort, I'm putting Overwatch in there as well.
You don't need to do that though.
But I'm gonna.
All right,
ain't gotta leave.
Brian, you recommend 3? You've nominated so far Smash and Overwatch. Or
No, I have.
Smash-
Whoa, easy there,
Smash and
champ.
Rocket League. Freudian slip.
Yeah, I guess Fortnite.
Okay. So Nick, do you have any in that list of 3 that you want to add?
I have Overwatch, Smash, and Fortnite.
Okay, so we have Smash, Fortnite, Overwatch, and Rocket League so far. I don't think I would add anything else to that list. I think that those are the 4 contenders. In terms of what I think could go, I think I might knock Smash out just
Yeah.
because.
Just in terms of influence.
Because Smash it's the same formula basically. It's been improved over the years, but from the N64 to Melee to Brawl, these are all pretty much in essence the same games, where the other ones on this list do make do new things, whereas Smash is kind of just it's awesome, especially that everybody's here, making this final ultimate version is great. Some of my best memories, obviously, with my friends is playing Smash. But in terms of this generation, what made this generation, what was important this generation? It's the rise of battle royales and season passes and all that online stuff. So I'd throw Fortnite down as a rep for that. It's Rocket League's, just creative gameplay, Twitch, like being a Twitch game basically, and Overwatch for like we didn't mention were like other huge types of games like the looter shooter, stuff like that, but MOBAs, League of Legends, Destiny 2,
and Division and all those games. I mean, we don't play those.
Right, they're all important games for this generation, but coming from us, no, it's not going to be on our list. But yeah, I would say Overwatch, Fortnite, and Rocket League would be my 3.
Well, what's the official Pseudo Ludo 3? Those 3? I'm fine with that.
I'd say those are the 3. Now, what do you do with the order?
I have no beef with Overwatch.
What happened to Smash? Brian voted Smash originally in his 3.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
you guys cut it out for fucking Overwatch.
No, I didn't cut it out. Smash. I still have Smash in my 3.
You cut Rocket League, which is a trash take.
Yeah, you're not cutting Rocket League.
Get out of here. Yeah. Rocket League is Rocket League is
Rocket
like
League
a one-of-a-kind game.
What were we going to say? Way more fun?
Than the other 2 games, not Smash.
If you deleted Smash, I could still play Melee, Brawl, and the N64 one.
Yeah, that's where it falls. Like, those
I'm
are
also
the
not
best.
even quite sure if I would call Wii U this gen, even though technically it did come out.
Nah, it is.
It is, but like.
Well, wait till we get to our top 30, Murph.
I consider that a
Wii U
past-gen
games
console.
abound.
Really?
No, but there's like 3, I think.
Huh. Yeah,
3 or
I didn't
4.
really think of. Not that I have Wii U games on my list.
And maybe it's only 2. There's multiple Wii U games though.
Yeah, fair enough. I won't fight you on it.
Oh, you will. Stay tuned.
I guess I'll be okay if Overwatch is a representative in the top 3. Smash doesn't have to be. I'll concede.
There you go. That wasn't too painful.
It was, but I'll concede.
I can't believe you did Rocket League like that.
Yeah, kind of hurts.
Dude, I used to play that so much when it first came out. I used to skip class all day, play that.
In terms of ranking it, what would you feel comfortable being number 3 and number 1? Because I think those are.
I feel like Fortnite has to be number 1.
I would say Fortnite would be number 1 as well.
At this point, it kind of hurts to say that. It's like such a phenomenon. It just feels like such redundant to say that.
Yeah,
but
it's so. The fact that it's so redundant to say it kind of settles that discussion.
I feel like I'm fine with Fortnite 1, Overwatch 2, Rocket League 3. I would put Rocket League 2, but I feel like you guys are gonna yell at me.
I think I would put Rocket League. No,
I'm putting Overwatch.
I would probably
too.
put Overwatch. Personally, I would put Overwatch ahead of Rocket League, but in terms of if we're trying to be the Pseudo Ludo, objective, I would probably vote Rocket League.
Well, this is personally for our podcast.
All right, well, I vote Rocket League then.
Oh, I vote Last of Us Part 2.
This guy's just trying to appease the masses.
I vote the unreleased Last of Us Part 2 Factions mode for number 1, if it's my subjective opinion.
Okay. It could be.
And the unreleased Sly Cooper Bentley's Hack Pack Online edition.
And Ghost of Tsushima Online.
Oh, yeah,
GTA
that comes
Online.
out Friday.
Steve.
We should probably shout
We forgot
out
to say
too.
Steve came out today. I didn't get in on it yet.
Oh, wow. Oh, I know what I'm doing after this.
Ugh. All right, well,
awesome.
There we go. We have an official ranking.
There's your rank. Fortnite, Rocket League, and Overwatch.
Are we going to do rankings for all of the episodes now, except for the indie one that just gets left in the dust? Because we decided
we could.
I thought about it for the indie one, but then in the moment, I think I didn't recall.
All right, well,
that's been a pleasure. So yeah, I think up next, what are we gonna do next week? What's our topic for next week?
For what I have written down, I have best narrative for next week, best story, not necessarily best game, but best story, and then for the following week, the best developer, and then the next week after that is best moment, which
I'm excited for that one.
Question mark as to what that means.
I've got
leave it to
those.
That's the only one I haven't written stuff out for. All the other ones I have prepared. And then the finale being the best games, which is a little counterintuitive considering there's still going to be multiple games that come out before the end of the year, but who cares? Cyberpunk
if it's important enough, we'll I would almost count that as like a cross-gen. Like that could count for PS5. You know,
Yeah, it's
the way,
tricky. Slippery slope. But then it's
Yeah.
like it's clearly going to be really good. So it's like, then at what point do you want to keep it in the next gen list? If it's like you could just toss
Right.
it in the previous gen, it's
Right.
one of those.
You know, if it's good enough, we'll make a statement. We'll make an official press release, and we'll add it in where we think it belongs.
Fair enough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the narrative one. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah, that should be good.
I go with Fortnite's narrative.
Does the lore in Bloodborne count as a narrative?
Yes, 100%.
Let's
Does
go.
Fortnite's story count as a narrative?
Does Madden's campaign mode with the guy says you have dead parents or whatever he says, intangibles? You know what I'm talking about, Nick?
Your
I think you were
intangibles
in
are
the
dead
room.
parents.
Yeah. Wow,
Jeez.
trash. One of the NBA games was directed by Spike Lee, I'm pretty sure too. So
Oh my
I
god,
played that one.
dude! I
It
remember
wasn't
trying to
good.
play
It was-
that career mode, and it would not let you skip the beginning cutscene where you're like part of this family,
Yeah.
and they just keep talking
Dude,
at you. Like, I do not want to see this at all.
And I think like someone else signed in onto a different account to play like split screen, and then we had to watch that again. That was just a bad time.
Shout out to
I'll
IGN
always
for
Bro,
copying and
that
pasting
used
their
to
old
happen
FIFA
with
review.
Madden so much, where somebody would log
yeah.
in and it would just like read.
Oh, welcome to Super Bowl 2013, where the Seattle Seahawks are.
It would make you
gotta
play the
score
last
winning
play
drive.
of the Seahawks,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, the last play of the Super Bowl. It was
Yeah.
so, and there was like no explanation as to why. Like, it didn't matter who was logged in. Sometimes it would just make you do that.
Yeah, it was chaotic. It was like a threat, honestly. Well, on that note,
I keep trying to drink water and I keep thinking of it.
well, Nick, where can they find us?
They can find
They
us
can
on
find us
Twitter
at the Super Bowl.
PseudoLudoCast. They can find us on Instagram at PseudoLudoPod, and they can find us on YouTube whenever Brian posts the videos.
Yes,
The audio
there's no
of the
guarantee
video.
that happens.
Whatever they are.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate the support. If you feel so inclined, you can leave us a review. You can tell your friends about it. Anything that would help the show grow. We would very much appreciate you dropping a rating. Drop us a question on Twitter. Reach out to us. Don't be shy. Slide into the DMs. All right. Well, we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome
Bye.
to Super
Bye.
Bowl 42.
I am the ghost of John Madden.
Do you believe in ghost stories, Jack?
You best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
I mean, I don't know, Murph. You might have just willed something bad into reality, so be careful with your words, kiddo.
All right, are we done recording?
All right, bye.